Let us put a practical program to say about the nested structures. What are the concepts which we have seen in the previous session? Let's put all those into reality. You can take up any real life situation. I have taken an example about an employee. You can do it for a cricketer, you can do it for, say, a student, you can do it for a book, you can do it for a computer. You can take up any type of real life entity and make use of nested structures. Now, if I ask you to read the details of an employee, let the details of an employee be name, age, salary, and I'll add up one more member, date of birth of an employee. I have 4 members of this particular structure. Name, as usual, it is a string. Age, as usual, it will be an integer value. Salary, if we consider them as fractional values, it will be float. Date of birth is now a combination of 3 values. What are those? Date, month, and year. Now, it all depends upon your visualization about these 3 members. Some people might say that I'll take date of birth as date, month, and year, all as integer values. You can take that because month can be entered as a character or as a string value, or even can be entered as a month number. For example, if someone wants to enter 1 as month value, I'll say 1 will be treated as January. Or if someone wants to enter it as January itself, then it will be treated as a character value. It all depends upon your programming skills and your practical question which has been stated, what to consider. If nothing is given, then it is always advisable to take month as an integer number so that the processing will be done much more easily. The operations which are supposed to be done on the field called as month will be much more easy if you take month as a number. If you take month as a string, probably concepts of comparison, the concepts of checking whether it is greater than, they will all again rely on some string library functions. Right? Okay. So what I need to do is, I need to read the details of these employees like name, age, salary, and date of birth, and then display the details of those employees who are born before 1980. I want to list out all those employees who are born well before 1980. So that if I had to do a scrutiny on the database, manual scrutiny will definitely take a lot of time. So for that, what I can do is I can put a program and let the program output be delivered as all the details of those employees whose date of birth is well below 1980, right? Okay. Now, for this, what I'll do is I'll define a structure called as employee. Now, this is my structure which is called as employee. What are members of this particular employee? I'll have a name, I'll have age, I'll have salary. And then within this, what I'll do is I'll have D1 or say date of birth as one member, and this date of birth will have again 3 sub-members. I'll take a D as sub-member, month as sub-member, and Y as sub-member. So name, age, salary, and D1, DMY. So N belongs to employee, A belongs to employee, S belongs to employee, but D doesn't belong to employee. D belongs to what? D1, and D1 belongs to what? Employee. If I access N, A, S, they can be accessed directly by the members of employee. If I access D, it has to be done through D1 and then through structure variables of E1. So I had to now put a test on this variable. I have to test the value of Y. If the value of Y seems to be less than 1980, then I'm supposed to display all these details, right? So if I ask you to, if I say that there is a variable by name E1 which is created for employee. So here I'll say E1.N, E1.A, E1.S, then E1.D1.D, E1.D1.M, E1.D1.Y. Right? So you can calculate the size of the structure, you can calculate the members of the structure as per the array size which you declare in your declaration. Right? So this is the program. Now let me put the program for this particular part. As usual, first we need to define a structure, right? Okay, I have defined the structure employee as per the discussion which we carried out in the beginning of this particular video. So here I'll define n as 30 bytes, a of type integer, s of type float. So n of 30, a as integer, s as salary. Within that I'll have structure date, which will have d, m and y. D will be accessible by D1. M will be accessible by D1. Y will be accessible by D1. And D1 will be accessible by member of this particular part. So here, since I have declared a structure inside a structure, I had to always create variables of the inner structure at the end of the structure itself. As per the word of precaution which you have stated in the previous videos, it is concluded that when a structure is declared inside a structure, the inner structure variables need to be created at the end of the structure itself. Clear? Right. Now, let's move on with the actual code for this particular structure. So here I'll say void main int n and I, where n counts to the total number of employees and I will be a loop variable. I'll say struct employee e of 50. So here I'm assuming that this program will be done for a maximum 50 employees. You can cut down if you say that the institution or the organization has got only 10 or 12 employees, you can cut down the size of this particular employee. But the maximum size which I have created is for 50 employees. So the very first question which I'm supposed to put is, how many employees are there in this particular organization? Let's read that particular number of employees as ampersand of n. So this is the count of employees, and now my operation of reading, my operation of processing, my operation of displaying has to be always done on n employees. If I say that the first employee corresponds to 0, the nth employee corresponds to n minus 1, right? Okay, so now since I'm supposed to read the first employee detail as e of 0, second employee details as e of 1, third employee details as e of 2. So I'll say for I equals 0, I less than equal to n minus 1, I plus plus. So the for loop will take care of reading the details of all the employees. So printf enter the name, age, salary and date of birth in DD, MM, YY format. If someone wants to enter the employee details as say only 2 digits, you can do that. If you want the user to enter the date of birth year in a 4 format, you can type YYYY format of the employee I plus 1. So on the screen when I is 0, I'll get a message, enter the name, age, salary and date of birth of employee 1. Because I is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. After that, I had to read all these values. For simplicity, I'll assume that the user name will not have blank spaces. Right? Okay, so that will be percentage S. So percentage S will read name value. So name is directly a member of structure employee. So I'll say E of I dot N. Then the age of the employee is again directly a member of employee. So E of I dot A. Since it is percentage D, we have to associate ampersand. Percentage S will not have any address. Hence, there is no ampersand associated with percentage S. Percentage F corresponds to salary, which is again a directly member of employee. I'll say ampersand of E of I dot S. Then, for the date of birth, I'll have 3 members. That is date, month and year. So, date is a D and that belongs to D1 and that belongs to E of I. So ampersand of E of I dot D1 dot D. Ampersand of E of I dot D1 dot M. Ampersand of E of I dot D1 dot Y. So this is the place where we have used the concept of nested structures. We have read the members of the nested structure by using multiple period operator. Right? So once the entire records have been read, what I need to do is I have to proceed to the next step. So the next step is to put this particular message, those employees who are born well before 1980, and then you are supposed to process all the n employees. So for I equals 0, I less than equal to n minus 1, I plus plus. Here I'll say E of I dot D1 dot Y less than 180. Member Y should be now subjected to a test. So hence I'll say E of I dot D1 dot Y less than 180. So the nested structure member is now undergoing a test. Check whether the value of Y is well within 1980. So here, since I have said this in a YY format, the user might enter only 2 digits. If the user enters only 2 digits, then I have to cut down these things to only 2 digits. So I have to ignore this particular 90. So I have to say only less than 80. If it has to be done for 4 values, then probably I'll say y, and here I'll include 1980. Right? So EFI.D1.Y less than 1980. If that is true, then what I have to do is I have to display all these details on the screen, like the name, age, salary, date of birth as date, month, and and the year. All these are saved at this place. And again, to access the members, M is directly member, A is directly member, S is directly member. Hence, they are accessed as EFI.N, EFI.A, EFI.S. But here, to access date, to access month, to access year, what I need to do is I need to use multiple period operators. So I'll say EFI.D1.D, EFI.D1.M, EFI.D1.Y. I'll include these multiple period operators to access the members structure. So anyone who says that when this condition is true, whenever the condition is true, it will always take you to printing these values. When nothing is there, when this condition turns out as false, it will not do this operation and directly go for testing the next employee. So we'll keep on repeating this particular task for all the employees, and whenever it is found to be true, it will display all these details, and then we'll end this particular for loop and end this particular code. Right? So this program will help you to understand the concepts of nested structure, where I have defined a structure inside of the structure, and then we have tried to access the members of structure by using multiple period operator. I have just operated on one field. If you feel that it has to be operated on another field, you can do that. You can still go ahead and do that. You can accept the year in a 4-digit format. You can accept the year in 2-digit format. You can accept the month in numeric format. You can accept the month in string format. If I use string format, make sure that the concepts of comparison of strings, the concepts of equating the 2 strings, they are all applicable with string library functions itself. For simplicity, I assumed the month name as this. And here, when I'm displaying the date of birth, I'm just displaying a dash at this place. If you can closely observe dash, this dash gets printed as it is on the screen. So date dash month dash year, irrespective of the number of digits, 4-digit or 2-digit, it will be %d itself. Right? So go through this particular code, probably a lengthy code, but easy to understand, easy to digest. Most of the structure programs are damn easy, because when you can follow the layout, when you can follow the pattern, it is much more easy for us to implement. So there are no iron rules at this particular place. There are no rocket science technology which is used at this place. Simple, declare structure, create variables, and then access the members of the structure. That is about the concepts of nested structures. Thank you.